What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, guys, I am here to bring you all my review of Ace Attorney Episode 4. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to this episode of Ace Attorney, we have reached the conclusion of the Turnabout Sisters arc, and it seems that Naruhodo actually ended up winning against Tanizaki, the prosecutor, which was very cool to see. Now, one question I have about when it comes to Ace Attorney is that is there supernatural elements actually contained within the games? Like, I'm very curious because, you know, it really threw me off with this episode of Ace Attorney. I would have never expected some supernatural, elements to actually be implemented within this series. Like, is there going to be more of this stuff that pops out of nowhere within the coming episodes to come in the games of Ace Attorney and, the coming episodes of this series? I'm very curious how that's going to play out. Like, I mean, we had it in this episode to where Naruhodo was basically, he was really frantic. He didn't know what exactly to do because he couldn't come up with any sort of evidence in order to back up his claim. So he couldn't testify whatsoever. But that was until where we had his senpai's little sister actually use this sort of necklace that was apparently given to her, to the point where I guess she can connect with spirits on, the other side, and she ends up connecting with her sister and taking the image of her sister. And technically within the first episode of Ace Attorney, Chihiro, which is Naruhodo's senpai, his boss, was the one that would always help him whenever he would get into a sticky situation. So my question is, since we saw that in episode 1, and then we see this in episode 3, is this gonna be some kind of like cop-out to the point where, Naruhodo is going to be able to, summon I guess, his senpai to the stand to help him out in these sort of situations, so that way she can give advice to him on what he can exactly do? Is this really like what is within the games? I'm very curious. I haven't played the games, but if it is like this, I don't really have that much of a problem with it, but it would be, cool to see, Naruhodo just take on more cases by himself and try to think of ways on how he can exactly, win these cases rather than getting help from his senpai. So, I don't know how I really feel about the whole supernatural thing when it comes to this episode of Ace Attorney, because we're most likely going to expect this in the later episodes to come, but I guess it's just something that we're going to have to live with. So yeah, this was a pretty entertaining episode of Ace Attorney. We pretty much just saw Naruhodo pretty much beat the prosecutor within this anime, and the prosecutor now has a loss. He actually lost within this episode of Ace Attorney, and this prosecutor, Tanizaki, is actually a very notable prosecutor because he has won so many cases until Naruhodo obviously won this case, but Naruhodo didn't exactly win this himself. If his senpai was, never there at the time of this case, if the supernatural thing never came to be, then Naruhodo would most likely not have won this case, So, yeah, that is pretty much all of that really happened within this episode. Naruhodo beats the prosecutor, and by the end of this episode, we actually see, like, a ninja. Now, what's up with that? I'm pretty sure that fans of the Ace Attorney games would actually know who this person is, but I'm very curious as to what will actually transpiring with these later episodes of Ace Attorney to come, because it looks like something is going to be involving some sort of ninja, which is going to be pretty cool. So this arc coming up of Ace Attorney is going to be very interesting. I wonder if Naruhodo is going to get some help from his senpai again in order to figure out this this case. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what you thought about this episode of Ace Attorney. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to stay up to date to my future content on this channel, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you will never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.